In New South Wales politics, the New South Wales Nationals leader has announced an extraordinary split within the government over koala protection policy. Kenny Heatley is live for us from State Parliament. Kenny, with the Nationals on the crossbench, now they've effectively left the coalition. It means the New South Wales Deputy Premier, John Barilaro, is also effectively on the crossbench. How does that work? Surely that's untenable.
Yes, look, the details are a little bit unclear, but you can't really call it a coalition at the moment, but it does threaten to absolutely paralyse the New South Wales government. This fight over this koala protection policy has been going on behind these walls for the past 6 months, and it's come to this. Take a look.
We will be abstaining from voting on government bills, but reserve the right to vote on bills that are bills and motions that are important to regional rural New South Wales. We will not be attending joint party room nor parliamentary leadership meetings, and the party will be introducing on Tuesday a repeal bill for the current SEP.
Okay, so the koala protection policy was changed back in March, and it's been put in place by Planning Minister Rob Stokes. And basically it says that the tree species that trigger koala checks on private properties has increased from 10 up to 123. Now, the Nationals are very unhappy about this because they say it can limit what farmers and landholders can do with their properties. It limits growth and also development in the regions, but also doesn't do anything to protect koalas anyway. Now, this fight is going on within the government, and there's been several ministers, 4 ministers from the Nationals planning to step down over this prior to today's announcement. 2 of those was Wes Fang and Sam Faraway. Now, last night at 9 p.m, Liberal MP Catherine Cusack sent out a bunch of text messages. I'm not going to read them all, but here's a couple of sections. I understand you're resigning from government. These were sent to Wes Fang and Sam Faraway. Next week, the Liberal Party votes and funding puts you both in Parliament, so no worries. So enjoy your short careers. You'll be remembered as backstab Nats, and that's kind of sad for you, but clearly you line developer pockets and destroy koalas, so that's how you define your own short careers. Then Catherine Cusack came out swinging on Sydney radio this morning, calling for John Barilaro to resign because of the disunity that he's causing within the government.
So this is essentially going to tear the government down if he goes down that track. He's telling us that he cannot deliver stability in the government. He cannot participate anymore in the cabinet process. And so my call is he should step aside and make way for somebody in the National Party who can deliver those things.
We're not just going to surrender our cabinet positions, our ability to fight for regional rural New South Wales, because I know there are Liberal members that would love to see that. They'd love to see me resign today. They would like to see members resign today. But that would be actually giving in. We're going to sit back and fight.
I was at this press conference and I've never seen John Barilaro so fired up. He went on to talk about how these are just city bureaucrats telling people in the regions what to do, and he's sick of it.
It's this city that sends its rubbish out by train every night because you can't stand the smell of your own garbage. You want wind farms, but you want it in our backyards. You want solar farms, you want it in our backyard. You'd never, ever have it down at Balmoral, or you'd have it on the shores of Pittwater.
The question now, Ash, is what is the response from Premier Gladys Berejiklian? Now, is she going to roll over on this particular policy, bring the Nationals back into the fold and restore unity within the government, or is she going to call Barilaro's bluff and dig her heels in over this policy? We're waiting to hear from the Premier's office this afternoon.
Plenty more to come on this story. Kenny Heatley live there at State Parliament in Sydney. Thank you for that. Well, to the US now, Donald Trump has